everyone, so today we are learning how to play the C major scale. We're going to look at what chords, and we're going to be playing it and soloing with it over a little chord progression that I've looped. So the chord progression that you heard at the very start was C major and G major. That's how I was playing the chords. Now, what we're going to be learning is why it's important to learn the C major scale, and we'll show you two different positions and how to play it. If you're first starting out, all you need to know is in a major scale, you've got tones and semitones. Think of a tone being 2 frets and a semitone as being 1 fret. So the notes that we're playing in C major scale are C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. No sharps or flats, and if you can see the T's and the S's, it just means there's 2 frets between those notes. So if you're playing a C, 2 frets away you've got a D, 2 frets away you've got an E, single fret you've got F, 2 frets away you've got G, 2 frets A, 2 frets B, single fret C. So I just showed you horizontally there. But we're going to learn it in the first position, and then I'm going to show you a position that's going to help you solo. Really, really important. And at the end of the video, you'll actually know every single major scale that there is. So let's start with, we know why it's a C major scale. Let's start with the first position. Have your third finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. That's your C. Now, if you play the next string open, that's your D. Second finger for E, 2nd fret. Right next to it, F. Open 3rd string for G. Then you've got 2nd finger, 2nd fret, A. Open string B. And 1st finger, 1st fret, C. That's how I would start. Now, the reason why it's not a great position to solo with, but you can see, and as you were learning it, say audibly so you can hear each of the names of the notes. C, D, E, F, so on and so on, so you can actually learn what notes. Then you'll be able to put together, oh, this is why that's a D chord, this is why that's a G chord, this is why that's a C chord, because that's where the names of the notes are, depending on what you're sort of holding down. Once you've got that down, you can try soloing with the loop at the end with that, but I would highly recommend checking out the next scale because it's a movable shape. So once you learn this scale, you'll be able to play every major scale that there is. So now head all the way up to the 8th fret on the 6th string. You want to play that with your 2nd finger, then use your pinky on the 10th fret. So that's C, D. Drop down and use your 1st finger for E. Right next to it is F. Then you've got G. Drop down a string, use your 1st finger, you've got A. 3rd finger, B, and then you've got C with your pinky. Now that's the first half of the scale. Pause this video and make sure you learn that first half, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Once you've done that, continue with your pinky, C, drop down a string, D, next to it you've got, so 2 frets away you've got E, right next to that you've got F, 2nd finger you've got G, pinky you've got A, 1st finger you've got B, and 2nd finger C. So that last part, put them both together, you've got 2 C major scales. It's important to remember the first part, and then continuing on. Great job. Now that's more of a scale that you can use to solo, and I'll show you why in a little bit when we start the backing track. But you've now actually learned every single major scale that there is. It's a C major scale because we start on the 8th fret. That's a C note. If you were to take that back a fret, you're on B. You've got B major. If you go back 2 frets, you've got A. A major. Move it back to the 3rd fret, you've got G major. Move it all the way up to the 10th fret, and you've got D major. You've actually learned every single major scale that there is. So if you see a D major chord, you could go up to the 10th fret and you could solo over a D major. If you have a G major chord, you could go to the 3rd fret and use, so that sort of thing. So great job, you've learned every single scale that there is. Now I'm going to play this sort of backing track that we've got in the background. All it is C and G, but what I want you to really try and think about first is just playing the C note and then the G note. So you could be playing the 3rd fret, and then the 3rd open string. So that would be C and G. Or you could play the 8th fret all the way up here, and then you could play a G note, which would be the 10th fret here. Let's just do that, just to get used to it. So C, Then over to the 10th fret, G. Or over here, 3rd fret. And 3rd, string open. Just get used to those two notes. So now you can hear them in the background. So once you've got that, then try and add in more notes from the scale. That's all that there is to it. So all I was doing was I was playing different scalic runs, so going up and down the scale, but I was trying to finish and land on a C note or a G note, depending what chord was in the background. That's how I would start. But that's it. Otherwise, you've learned every single major scale that there is, and I'm going to play this progression, which is C and G, and you can have some fun soloing over it. But that's it. Well done. See you in another video. If you do want to learn more about being a modern musician, head over to this playlist. Otherwise, I'll see you all again. Bye.